Good afternoon. It is finally time for the Randomizer 3 weekly race on Friday at noon Eastern. If you're like me, it's a little bit of a different time. I've got just about an hour until noon. But if you are here for the very first time, we want to extend a very special and wonderful welcome to you. You are in for a treat. We're going to shake things up just a little bit here. We're letting the runners get ready to go here in just one moment. So we'll be getting this started here in just a few seconds. Like, we are ready to go. All right, we have the runners getting started here in about 10 seconds, and this is going to be a great race. You guys are in for a treat. I said that before. Basically, Super Mario Brothers 3, we've taken this old classic game that everybody knows, everybody loves, and we've turned it into a randomized race. So what can be randomized? Everything. Short answer is everything can be randomized in this. You're going to see random worlds, you're going to see random levels, you're going to see random monsters, you're going to see random everything. This is all going to be a very interesting matchup, because anything that could happen will happen. Boss Bass in a 1-1, it could happen. 7-5 with nippers, guess what? It happens. You are going to love this. Hey, RH4 Core, how you doing today? We're looking for a really good race. Also, one of the things that we should note here is this is brackets, which means everything is ready. Like, you can randomize virtually everything here. And we're going to see a start right off the bat from World 7. We're in World 6, so this is interesting. And I want to go ahead and take a moment to explain exactly what we're going to be looking at here. And what that is we're playing something that we have affectionately called the Tile Sanity. Now, we see a beautiful clip right off the bat from Teeks. Wonderful to see. That's a very nice sub-pixel hit. Basically, you have just a small space within the tile in the memory, and it's a very difficult thing to do. It's actually going to cost him more time. At first, he was ahead because of that, but he is able to get that clip finally, and he'll be just a couple seconds behind both Human Mustard and Macobra 52. But Teeks 88 will be getting out of here in just one moment. And I apologize. I did say game starts and you're fighting Bowser. That would be awesome. Unfortunately, that's not fully true. World 8 will always be last. We don't want to break the game too much. We want to give you guys your money's worth today. Although I am fighting to get a randomized warp zone race going at some point, and we'll have to do 2 or 3 of those in a little bit of time, because usually the average for that is like a 10-15 minute run. I mean, you get a whistle, you find where World 8 is, and then you go and hit it. So hopefully we'll get something like that. We won't play all the worlds, but we will have a little bit of fun getting to Bowser really super quick. And I think it's entertaining. It's a little difficult to follow at some points, but I do digress. It is, in fact, a almost anything is randomized kind of thing. So we see a hammer come up on Human Mustard. That is going to be helpful here in World 6, especially with the rock being right there, and instead of having to go back, play another fortress, which we currently see Teeks doing, which is 3F2. I apologize. World 3 Fortress 1 he is taking on. But we're going to have to wait and see. Okay, we're seeing 3 different routes right here. Human Mustard breaking the rock to get to the next fortress. Macobra breaking the rock to get over to World 6, Lemmy's castle. And I'm interested to see why he didn't... Okay, I'm very interested to see how this goes, because I don't think Macobra realized that he just had a free World 6 castle. There was 2 locks. I did not see a 3rd fortress. We might be having to play a triple Monty, if that's what it comes down to. But I believe right now Macobra has a free castle, and he does not realize it. And of course, we're not going to tell him, because what fun would that be? But we are playing what's called a Tile Sanity. And maybe this is why. Let me go ahead and explain this. So Tile Sanity is something that our very own Macobra 52 wonderful racer, great person, a wonderful developer. He's actually developed a few patches and different things for the SMB3 randomizer community, and one of which is the Speedrunners edition. So he came up with this concept that it's called Tile Sanity. You have to beat the level 6 panel. And what that means is, or I'm sorry, you have to beat the panel that correlates to the vanilla world that you're in. So please ask questions if this doesn't make sense. But basically, we're in World 6 right now, which means Macobra 52 has to go find, and all the runners do, but this is why Macobra is currently looking for something. Macobra 52 is currently looking to get through the fortress to take on the panel that says 6, and all 3 of our runners will have to do so. So Human Mustard, with the great use of the hammer right away, was able to go ahead and use the hammer to get to the fortress to play the World 6, or the level 6 panel, which we've seen Teeks do as well, and they're both trying to get through their respective World 6 levels, actually. And meanwhile, Macobra is now taking on the Navy, which we saw Human Mustard do just a moment ago, because he does have to go defeat the World 6 level 6 panel as well. So we're not playing where it is in the original game. We're playing, oh, and what a nightmare enemy set. This is awful. The Firetails are giving Human Mustard a very difficult time of this. But he will be able to utilize that tail to his advantage to finish off this level. Hopefully we can see Teeks do that here in just a moment. Macobra 52 currently on 5-8, trying to get through as fast as possible. Very difficult to do with the P-Wing. After 250 frames, the P-Speed will actually run out. So he had to... well, he took a little bit of damage to try to hurry himself along a little bit. Unfortunately, the enemies were just too prevalent, and they were able to get to him. But that is World 6, Panel 6 from Macobra. So now he has a free shot to the castle. He's going to find out very quickly this is the wrong pipe. No, I apologize. He had a level in between. I didn't realize he had an extra level there. But now he will be going to the castle. We see a fast Lemmy fight from Human Mustard. And at 5.5 minutes, he is on to the next world. And chat, you know what that means. Get your guesses in for what the next world is. I'm going to have to go with a World 5. I don't know why. It just feels good. So I'm going to take a guess of World 5, see what we got here. Human Mustard going to be the first to enter that. Macobra currently finishing off Lemmy in 2 shots, and Teeks is on his way through 4-3 to try to get through this really quick, and he will be moving on to the fight with Lemmy here in just one moment. Now, folks, it might seem that Teeks has a little bit of a disadvantage here. He is a little bit far behind, but I'd like to remind you that there is a lot of game to play. We are not done yet. Bowser has not fallen. I have seen crazier comebacks happen, and Teeks is the kind of player that can make this happen. These 3 runners, Human Mustard, Macobra 52, and Teeks 88, I highly recommend that you follow their channels. They are entertaining to watch. They put on some fantastic quality content. Just absolutely outstanding runners. Absolutely outstanding. And any one of these 3 will come back and beat you if you're not paying attention. And really, there's a couple of great equalizers here. Human Mustard deciding he wants to play both fortresses right off the bat. I think that's a very good decision, because there is a lock that's separating him from having to play 1 level as opposed to 2 extras on this, because he does have to go beat the first panel. So we'll continue to watch for that. Also, I'd like to mention SG Live is coming up in November. So definitely get into that. We're going to be representing the SMB3 randomizer community. I'm going to be taking part of the race as well, or the races, I should say. But they're going to be all throughout the week, from what I understand. I know that ours is going to be like Tuesday through Thursday. We're going to be running the randomizer races, and it's going to be a head-to-head. Thank you, Mind of Me. Check out the information just posted in the chat. Highly recommend that you pay attention to that. Watch for the SMB3 randomizer in any of the games, honestly. It's going to be a wonderful time. All the best racers in SMB3 randomizer are going to be coming out for that. And it's going to be a really good time. It's going to be an exciting tournament. From Cranky Hero 72. So if they have to play the tile with the world number, is it possible that they can make that inaccessible by getting the whistle in the World 1 fortress? What happens if so? I know the randomizer won't allow access to the castle to be blocked. You are correct. So the route cannot be blocked by World 1 Fortress. So you are absolutely correct about that. And as everybody knows, in the very first fortress that you come to in Vanilla World 1, the possibility of getting the whistle is very, very good. But if you do that, the lock does not break. Therefore, the game cannot allow, in the randomizer, the way that the developers have been set up, they could not allow the World 1 Fortress to be a route-specific thing. It cannot be route-critical. So based on that, in the tile sanity, I will take a wild guess and say no, that's not possible, because it... Actually, let me think about that, because I do know that there are a couple places where a lock potentially could appear that would be out of the way. But I believe it's like in between, right above where 1-6 usually would be. And it'll be like in between the dot and the mushroom house. I'm going to say I think it's possible, but it would be very, very, very rare. I don't know that there's any place where the World 1 lock could be that you couldn't get there another way. Now, that is a very good option and a very good point, because of a strategy. If you do have a fortress and it winds up being World 1 Fortress, you need to know where the locks are. That way you need to know whether or not you need to beat Boom Boom. So great call out. I'm sure our runners are probably processing that, or at least once they see World 1 Fortress, they may have to think about it in terms of how to get around it. Human Mustard finding out that neither of those fortresses was responsible for defeating the lock that was in front of World 1 panel, or level 1 panel. So he's had to go around a little bit too much, but that is okay. He has defeated the correct levels. We have seen Macobra do the same thing. Hot on his heels, he's going to be taking on a Hammer Brother. Just kidding. He's going to put the Hammer Brother to sleep, and he's going to be on World 1's airship. So we got a vanilla airship. Very interesting. We call those Freds in honor of our developer who put this together for us. This is definitely live, Shadowcat 20. I am talking to you straight from my basement. I mean, I could say something funny if you wanted me to prove this is live. Oogity boogity boo. Ozma 52 or 53, sorry. Apparently I didn't get the other 52 Ozmas in here. But no, World 6 had come up first. World 1 is what we just got out of, and I'm going to guess World 3 is next. I am incorrect. It's World 5. And this is one that could be very interesting as well. Human Mustard finds that 5-3 is first, the longest level in the game in terms of getting through, and just in terms of time and everything like that. So Ozma 53, I am deeply apologetic. I don't want to be haunted by your 52 forefathers. So if we could not make that happen, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it. Anywho, so 5-3, definitely one of the longest in the game in terms of timeline and things like that. It takes so long because it's basically a level going all the way to the left and then another level going all the way to the right. So this one does take a little bit of time. Sometimes we'll see our runners actually go out and try to avoid this if possible. But in this case, I haven't seen a cloud yet on anyone's screen. There is an anchor. The anchor is an interesting item. It can be just about any item in the game. So it can't be a warp whistle, but it could be something like a music box, a star, a mushroom, a fire flower, a tail, or even a Hammer Brothers suit, or some of the others. So World 5 is a little interesting, especially with this whole tile sanity that we're doing. I'm very interested to see what the sky looks like, because there are 3 parts to this world, if you will take it for a moment. So World 5 has like 3 separate parts. You have the first left side that you start on, and with the way that the randomizer is set up is either there's a fort or a pipe on the left hand side. In this case, there's both. So now our runners have to know exactly where they're going with this, and in this case, this is actually going to play to their advantage. So the route that we are doing does have 7-6 in it, so that's going to be a little interesting. Not exactly a gimme of a level, and with an Angry Sun, this is going to get interesting for sure. But Macobra are going to take the safe route. He's going to fly over the piranhas, and Human Mustard's going to go through them. With a Fire Flower, that's a very easy and Not easy, but that's a good way to do it. Macobra now taking a little bit of a lead here, and he is going to find a Tanuki suit, whereas Human Mustard decided to bypass it and keep his Fire Flower. So he'll be finishing this in, well, obviously right then, and then Macobra is right on his tails. Teek's entering into World 5 here in just one moment. And yeah, we're going to see how this plays out. So both Macobra and Human Mustard with a 1 movement there. Only difference is Macobra played the other Hammer Brother. So Human Mustard got the better item there for sure. He got a magic wing, which will, of course, allow you to fly over a level. Macobra said, you know, I'm good with the music box. Human Mustard's going to go ahead and opt for the second item. You guys are too much for me. No, it's not Joe Biden's basement. I'm happy about that. It's my own basement. I am okay with this. And I will be biding my time if I... Anyway, moving on. So, Human Mustard, finding out that a hammer does not break a lock. This is brackets. We let the hammers break rocks and not locks. If we were playing a group 2, we do allow hammers to break locks, which adds a different element of strategy to it. So, very interesting as well. But nope, this is brackets. We are not allowing our runners to do that. Macobra 52 on one of our first beta levels. We had a waterfall a little bit earlier. We like to call this the Ice-capades. The irresistible Ice-capades, if you will. But Macobra 52 able to finish that off pretty quickly. Not a terribly hard level. Just got to get the rhythm and the movement down, and you'll be just fine. Human Mustard doing the exact same thing. Having a little bit of a problem with the tail and the P-speed. Unfortunately, you're not able to fly through the rest of the level like you'd like, but that is quite all right. Macobra currently on to 5-4. We got the whirly-gigs. And then Teek's trying to figure out what he wants to do. He is going to do the same thing that the others have done, which I think is a very safe, logical choice. You will not have to play the tower level here, which is always fun. Teek's with a great choice of playing the star here, as you're able to get through the first section without taking any damage, and actually play it a lot faster with the star. So very well done on his part. Very good choice of items there. Macobra 52 able to get a P-Wing as well. And he will have 3 to go until he gets to the castle that holds Roy the Boy Koopa. Macobra 52 currently going through 1-5. Human Mustard has joined him as well. Teeks is working effortlessly to try to get up as well. Teek's having a little bit of a problem with a Hammer Brother, or with a Fire Bro. Thankfully, he was able to get out of that without taking any further damage. That is a very disconcerting place to be when you are small Mario. It's just not fun, not good. Interestingly enough, Teeks is going through the tower, and I don't know why. I believe he doesn't realize that the second pipe on the right side of the map is the one that is going to take him to the top. He's playing an extra level here, and unfortunately, this is not going to mean anything. And really unfortunately is that he doesn't realize that he just used the magic wing that he didn't need to. This is very unfortunate. And not to harp on Teeks at all, this is a very difficult thing to do. Being in a race like this, there is so much going on that it's hard to know exactly what you need to do. And he just realized his mistake, unfortunately. So he's going to have to go back through and go to the pipe on the right side. So you hate to see it. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. Human Mustard able to utilize the tail to go straight up in Fort Knox. And that is going to be the end of this world for both Macobra 52 and Human Mustard, as 3 hits separates Human Mustard from the castle. And that is going to be a Boom Boom fight that doesn't last very long for Boom Boom. And Macobra already on his way into the fight with Roy. Beautiful skip there. He was able to go above the pillar. We have taken auto-scrollers out of this game. So we said, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to waste our time. And he is able to skip a good portion of that level. Human Mustard's not going to be able to do that, so he's going to have to take the under route. And he's going to get a Fire Flower, which is nice. Hopefully he doesn't go for a fire kill here, because we did not change that. A fire kill on the Koopa Kids is still 10 shots, and Human Mustard figures this out very quickly as he takes a jump right on the top of Roy. And then, of course, everybody's favorite on the right with Macobra, a wild Tanuki appears. Command! And unfortunately, Ownerad, Foster Dad, I am not able to pause these guys. They have one rule and one rule only, and that is gotta go fast. Gotta beat Bowser and gotta go fast. World 4 is the guest that we had from Ozma, and I am definitely not paying attention apparently, but we are now in World 7, which many will call the Great Equalizer. There are so many paths to choose from. Right out of the gate, we have 2 paths to choose from, both the bottom and then the center pipe on that very first island. I like to think of World 7 as like a map of the world, so North America, if you will, had 2 options to choose from. Currently, we see Macobra in the tanks, and Human Mustard trying to figure out the right way as well. Looks like they're both going to opt for taking on the takes as well. So very interesting to see that, using the P-Speed to get through here, because once again, we've turned off almost all of the auto-scrollers. All right, Ozma with a forecast. He thinks that Teeks is going to blow through World 7. Hopefully, if there is going to be a comeback, it's going to be between World 7 and World 8, most specifically. There's a chance of getting a really lucky break in World 3, but you would have to almost have 2 hammers to do that. You would break both the locks at the very beginning, and then the pipes would have to be in your favor to do that. So there is a possibility. It's getting harder and harder to make that happen, but there is a possibility. Macobra and Human 52 or Human Mustard both figuring out really quickly how to get to. Okay, I think we have a disqualification here actually, because Human Mustard has not defeated the World 7 Panel 7, I don't believe. If somebody wants to clip that really quick, I would sure appreciate it. But at this point, I don't believe Human Mustard has taken on the World 7 panel. And unfortunately, that's going to result in a disqualification for him. Disqualification? Disqualified? Yeah, there we go. Because we are playing Tile Sanity, we are expecting the runners to... I'm sorry, Ozma, I wasn't explaining this. So Tile Sanity is a mode that Macobra 52 actually came up with, that whatever world you're in based on Vanilla World, so this is World 7, you have to go defeat the panel for 7. So because Macobra, he is now going back and actually finding the 7 panel. His is still a qualified run. Unfortunately, because Human Mustard did not play by the rules, this run is not going to count. Therefore, whatever his placement is, we'll just call it a nullify. We'll add 50 minutes to it. But unfortunately, it's unfortunate. And because it's not a requirement, it's just a little game mode that we're doing. Unfortunately, that is going to be, bragging rights for Macobra, not so much Human Mustard. But anyway, so we did change it up just a little bit. We wanted to do something a little bit different. And of course, during a run, you're thinking of one thing and one thing only, and that's how do I get to Bowser as fast as possible? And, it happens. We'll have to maybe change something up that you have to defeat. I mean, that would be an interesting way to do a randomizer. Set it up so that you cannot go on until the respective tile has been put in place. But anywho, we'll come back to that later. Looks like Teeks is currently on World 7 as well, so he is going to be doing his best to get through here, and hopefully he'll remember to take on World 7's 7 tile as well. So we just had to confirm for Human Mustard in the other chat. We have a Speedruns live channel going as well right now to do the timing of this, and the Human Mustard has verified that he missed the World 7 level, and of course we would have seen 6-5 for Human Mustard also. Unfortunately, that is going to spell the end of the race for Human Mustard. He's going to go ahead and disqualify himself from this. So definitely one you hate to see, and I have asked him to go ahead and continue to run. He's an exceptional runner. It's kind of hard. It's definitely hard when you don't have a requirement in the race itself. So when you work with the confines of the race, you have to know, what is required. So technically and typically what we'll do is an any percent run, if you will. And that's just it. It's any percent, get it done as quickly as possible. And that's the mode that every runner goes in with. Now, whenever you do it inside of a context like this, you're thinking get done as fast as possible. And that's the any percentage. You just have to complete it based on what you know and what you can see. And unfortunately for Human Mustard, it's exactly as Ozma53 has said in chat. It's a form of muscle memory. You see, hey, this is what I have to do. These are the levels I have to beat. And unfortunately, that just results in a little bit of a misplay there. It's a lapse of judgment. You're not thinking about it. You're thinking, get to the castle as quickly as I can. And it is what it is. So anyway, huge props to Human Mustard for continuing to play on. We definitely appreciate it. We definitely love seeing that. And, it's fun seeing these guys race, if nothing else. It's always fun to see the close calls and the comebacks and things like that. And actually, he's only, with that pause, a couple of levels in front of Macobra52. And they were close anyway. So you can definitely expect to have a very quick one. Or a very close race at this point. Human Mustard already finding World 3's castle. The one thing I would be considering is, where's the World 3 panel? And that's actually outstanding. So there's only going to be 3 levels required of our runners for World 3. So that's actually very interesting. Who the heck is the Gipper? If you want to run a Google search or something real quick and let me know, I'd appreciate it. I thought it was a term for one of the old baseball players. I don't know that it was Babe Ruth, but I feel like it was from that era. But if anybody wants to confirm that, I will give you 20 bonus points in this chat, and I'll give you a special shout out for that. So you must do the world's title before the kingship, but the world titles are just mixed. Kind of, yeah. So it's, if you're in World 4, the Vanilla World 4, it's all based on Vanilla World. Because there are certain levels that don't have as many tiles as others. So like World 1 could not be in World 7's randomized order and be played with the 7th panel because there is not one. And it's... So with this, if you're playing in World 4, you have to find the tile that says 4. So in Human Mustard's screen, the tile for number 4 is all the way to the bottom right of the map. So now the runners are going to have to go through a unseasonably hard World 7-5, and that's going to be a little bit of a problem for Human Mustard. He found a Big Boss Bass at the bottom of 7-5, so he's going to have to go back and play a Hammer Brother, which resulted in a Tanuki suit, and he's going to go back into 7-5 as well. The tail, a very good choice for 7-5. We'll see if he uses it. He is using a P-Wing. I applaud that, and that's a very good move on his part. He'll be able to do a couple skips because of that. Macobra52 now storming back, trying to get into World 3's fortress, or castle, as well as quickly as he can. He'll find that here in just one moment. Meanwhile, the Big Boss Bass is looking to have a Mario meal. Human Mustard having a little bit of a problem with this. He's trying to get a kick on with the Koopa shell. Finally he's able to get it. Thank goodness. You'd hate to see that happen. Macobra52 currently finishing the World 5 and the airship that he's currently on. So he's going to be taking on World 5 here, finishing Wendy here with just a couple shots. Hopefully he's up to 2, 3... It's not a beefcake Wendy, but it is a thick Wendy. So that is a 4-shot Wendy that Macobra52 was able to finish off. Teeks is now getting into World 3 as well. So about a world separates them. But in all reality, it was a fortress in 2 levels. And that was a very quick World 3 for all of them. So in the same line of what are smithereens anyway? That's a very good question. $20? No, it was 20 points. I was giving you 20 points. Those are wolf points. They are about the same as a Stanley Schrute buck or I'm sorry, a Schrute buck or whatever the other one was. Anyway, it's a nickname not for Babe Ruth, Ronald Reagan. Very interesting. Not Ronald Reagan. It was for George Gipp, a university football player at Notre Dame. Very interesting. Okay. Boss Bass was in fact fed. Aloysius, you are killing me. All right, very interesting. Today I learned Micaiah loves a thick windy. That is what I learned. No, I learned that very interestingly, George Gipp was a halfback at Notre Dame. Died at the very young age of 25 of a streptococcal infection and pneumonia back in 1920. So, yep, there you go. Go 1-1 for the Gipper. Hey, today you learned on a Randomizer channel. You learned something new. I mean, I did. I didn't know that, but thank you, Johnny Link. I will be honest. I have seen very little of The Office. I just know it from the memes. So go ahead and roast me if you want. That is fine. Tell me that you love The Office, and it's all good. We'll go from there. But anywho, so Human Mustard currently going on one of the absolute favorites of 8-2. Macobra finding 7-5, and the Big Boss Bass gets an 8 on Macobra screen. That is 2 for Big Boss Bass to Human Mustard and Macobra's 1. Boss Bass, we're calling him Bubblicious now. All right. Aw. Johnny Link, I love you too, buddy. Revenge of the Boss Bass. Yes, this is a absolute nightmare of a scenario for Boss Bass to be. That is a very terrible place for him to be. And we got an orb from Human Mustard. Very nicely done. That is a very interesting fact that I found out not long ago. So the way the programming works, I find programming fascinating. I know I'm a huge nerd. You can go ahead and call me a nerd. That is fine. Nerd Wolf. It's going to be my new name. No, but what's very interesting is in a boss fight with Boom Boom, if you have a star, the game doesn't know how to process that. So when you're usually doing a fight, a jump on Boom Boom, the 3 jumps that you have to complete for that, you have to jump on him 3 times, and he starts off with health at like 27. So the point value will change, obviously, based on the jumps. But when you go in with a star, it's an insta-kill. It doesn't just, like, defeat him. Obviously, he doesn't do the flashing colors and then change. He just disappears. The game doesn't know how to process that, which is why he just vanishes, because he becomes a 0 value, which means he's no longer a part of the map. So instead of going through the flow like he's supposed to with a fire kill or a jump, he gone. Revenge of the Boss Bass. Pay to see the movie. Return of the Fish. We'll have to come up with like the 3 names for the Boss Bass. Let's see. Return of the Boss Bass. Revenge of the... Or Return of the... What is it? I thought it was a Revenge of the Sith. Anyway, we're going too much into a different topic. Teek's currently on his way into World 6. Macobra doing his best to get out of World 6. And Human Mustard currently flying ahead in World 7. But he don't count. So Macobra 52 finishing off 8-2 in glorious fashion. And Teek's getting the "You sunk my battleship" message. So World 4 coming up here for Teeks. He's going to be figuring out what the other runners already know. And there we go. Return of the Bubblicious. Koopa plus star does not compute. Self-implode activate. Pretty much. Instructions unclear. Destroy. Destroy. Orb. Teek's currently finishing a Hammer Brother, getting a Cloud. Very useful item in randomizers and in vanillas. You can utilize those to your advantage. And sometimes we will see our runners actually go through and take a game over at the end of a world. And during a world. So when he finds 7-5 with a Boom Boom Boss Bass, it would be a very interesting thing to see if he'll skip it, go through, play the rest of it, beat World 4 as we're doing the Tile Sanity. I almost called it Tilelicious. You guys are killing me. But see if he'll skip it, go beat the other levels, beat the World 4 tile, and then take a game over to restart and go back. He has too many lives for that, so I don't foresee that actually happening. But that is a strategy that if you're low on lives, if it's only one or two that you'd have to get rid of, many of these levels are very quick to do that with. Human Mustard going to play by the rules here. He's going back to complete the World 2 tile, I should say. I mean, Ozma, if you are interested in commentating, we are always looking for more people. I was actually very interested in running this with the early time slot that we have here. It's a little difficult for some runners to get in. We're hoping to do some partnerships and stuff, and we like to shake it up a little bit, do one early, one later for people that are interested. But if you are interested in becoming a commentator, definitely join the Discord. I believe it's posted in the SG Live stuff. Other than that, we'll have to get a Discord link here. But no, we're always looking for commentators. Even if you don't want to race, we are looking for commentators. And they accepted me, so they'll accept just about anybody. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a good time for sure. And then that'll give me a chance to race next week. So it's all good. Always a good time. Somebody do a ROM hack of SMB3 version of Mario at 35. I would play that. I would definitely play that, and I would love every minute of it. But yeah, so now we've got Teeks opting to go ahead and do the skip over World 7.5. We'll see if he decides to go that way. It looked like he was in 7.5, and then I don't know if he took a late boss pass goal, but unfortunately he is out of 7.5, and the level is not beat, so that's not good. Flood comments with puns. That is not a bad thing. We have done that before. I had one that we had a couple runners that were super close, and I decided that it'd be funny to say, hey, it must be a hardware store. We got a bunch of sinks up in here. So yeah, nothing too cheesy, nothing too bad, honestly, but anywho, Macobra 52 currently on his way through 8-1. This is a tricky level just because of all the weird stop jumps that you have to do. Macobra, of course, not having an issue at all with that. He makes this look good. I make it look bad. So there you go. Anyway, Macobra 52 taking on the level 2 panel, and he will be able to go through. Decides to go ahead and take on a Boomerang Bro. I find that just a little interesting, as he is. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I find that a little interesting. I think he went ahead and did that because he is looking for a Hammer Brother suit. That is the quickest way to take Bowser out, but not the Koopas for some reason. But anywho, yeah, Teek's finding out the hard way that Boss Bass don't play, and that's just how it's going to be today. But anyway, Macobra 52 taking on Morton, the other of the two big boys, and that is going to be, man, it looked like he was going to get the fire kill first. Morton did not want to go down. He a salty boy. Human Mustard having a little bit of a problem here. He is trying to get back up onto the ledge before the P-switch runs out. He will not do so. He'll have to go back in. Looks like he's going to arm himself with another star. Maybe see if he can go for a quick kill on Boom Boom here. I had Cass, our affectionately known as SMB3 Randomizer Mom. She makes sure that the SMB3 Randomizer runners are taken care of, and a wonderful all-around sweetheart of a person. And a special shout out to Titus. Hopefully he's having a great day today as well too. So thank you so much. There was a link that had been sent to me, but I don't know that I can actually send it here. So, but anyway, if you are interested, certainly get with one of either the runners or me afterwards, and we'll see about making that happen. Always looking for new commentators, always looking for new runners. These guys are very, very good. I started a few months ago racing this, and I mean, the encouragement and everything else is just awesome. Seriously, they are absolute awesome. I mean, there's all kinds of encouragement. People are always looking for races and such. Everybody's just we love having new faces. We love having new talent. So if you guys are interested, certainly join that. Really appreciate the shout out from you guys. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you all. Seriously, this is one of the highlights of my week. Not only is it Friday, the work week is almost done, but unless you're working the weekends, then I've been there, I've done that. I feel your pain. Human Mustard deciding to take a cloud to the castle, very nicely done. And it looks like it's going to be a very quick World 8 as well, even though World 8 does not have a stipulation on it. So you are not going to have to play a World 8 panel because there isn't one. There's mostly just forts in World 8. So, this is going to be a quick World 8 for these guys. Ozma, we are not looking for racist. We don't like that. We don't tolerate that. But we will accept racers. So, if you're a racer, we will gladly accept that. But anywho, so Makobra finishing off his tile sanity here in just a moment. He's going to be finding the fort here pretty quick, hopefully. And then he'll be on his way to Bowser's Castle as well. Looks like Makobra just looking for a fortress here at this point. Johnny Link, that is not correct. If you guys are interested in joining on Saturday night, we love showcasing new talent. We love having more people around. And the tournament is not the Saturday night weeklies are not just for people in the tournament. Everyone is welcome to be a part. We are also using it. It's a double use for it. Human Mustard going for the fire kill here real quick. But there's no reason to not join the Saturday night. So we're using it as a qualifier, but we're using it for a dual purpose. So it's a qualifier for those that are in the SG Live. For everybody else, it's our weekly randomizer race. Come on out for that. If you want to race, you are more than welcome to join. My very first race took 2.5 hours, so no pressure. But I got caught up on 7F2, the Piranha Disco Valley, pretty quickly on that. But anywho, we'll get the done here from Human Mustard in just one moment. Makobra 52 currently on his way through World 8, trying to figure out which fort is the right fort. But no, seriously, please, 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 please be a part. That race is tomorrow at 9 Central, or 9 Eastern, sorry, 9 Cent. My words are wrong. 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be on one of the Speed Gaming channels. I don't know which one yet, but we'll be on one of the Speed Gaming channels. Definitely give all 6 a follow. You want to be here. You definitely want to be a part. I love the content that Speed Gaming puts on. And I love that clip from Makobra 52. That was glorious. Absolutely gorgeous. But seriously, go follow Speed Gaming's channels right now if you haven't. We're anywhere from 1 to 6. Or this is Speed Gaming 1 technically. And then you got Speed Gaming 2 through 6. And really, really appreciate all the things that they do. Mind of Me has been a part of this one today. And so appreciative. We wouldn't be here without the whole group of everyone that's a part of Speed Gaming. So huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to you, chat, because again, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So really, really, really appreciate you guys being a part, being here, for watching, for commentating along with me. I love answering questions in chat. Sometimes the map can get a little confusing, the randomizer can get a little confusing. So thank you for being a part with us today. Alright, and with that, we are going to get Makobra and Human Mustard finished off here. And Teeks is going to be finishing up here in just one moment. We'll see if maybe we can get Makobra here into the chat. And Ozma, it is very special that a game that was released so long ago has a nice fan base. It's fantastic. The vanilla has such a great fan base. The randomizer community has a very good fan base as well. We're always looking for ways that we can intertwine the two, obviously. Makobra 52, Teeks, they're both outstanding vanilla runners. Human Mustard, the exact same. He's been going for, I know Teeks has been going for 100% and any percent recently. Human Mustard has just a slew of things he'll do. ROM hacks, vanilla, randomizer, Go check him out. Seriously, Macobra52, an outstanding runner in everything that he does. So seriously, go follow him. Go follow him. Watch their stuff. Comment. Show the love. They appreciate it for sure. In response to Dwight Desatel, we have all the information on the SG Live stuff. If you are able to get to the SG Live, I was going to see if maybe I could find that comment real quick. But SG Live, it has all the stuff for the tournaments. It has all the stuff for the Discords and things like that. So definitely be a part. Definitely join that. You want to be a part. You don't want to miss it. And honestly, even just for playing and just for having fun, randomizers, even though this game has been out for 30 years, it's extraordinary. It's such a great game. The game is still solid. It's always been in my top 3 as far as video games that I've ever played. It may be hard pressed to say it's my number 1 favorite game of all time, but that's really hard to say because there are some really good games out there. Anywho, but yeah, definitely get a part of that. Let me see if I can find the SG Live stuff real quick. If you find the SMB3 category for Randomizer, there should be a page where you can go in and actually see all the stuff there. All right, so that is the information for SG Live. I believe somewhere in there, especially like the challenge.com page, you should be able to find the SMB3 stuff in there, and I know there's a page for that. So definitely be a part of that. We'd love, like I said, to have new talent, new commentators would be great. And I am so privileged and so honored to be here right now with Macobra. GG.
What kind of C was that with this new Tau Sanity rule set here? Man.
An awesome one. That's what that was.
Pretty much every world had like the worst spot possible for the tiles we needed to beat there. That was crazy.
Yeah, we saw that a couple times. World 7 was on a dead end, so you had to go all the way through, and actually that's how Human Mustard got disqualified from our Tile Sanity race today. He actually went, as soon as he got to the third island, he immediately popped a music box, went to the castle. Meanwhile, you turned around and actually went and found the 7th tile. But crazy, absolutely crazy.
Yeah, my first thought really was, where's the tile I need to beat, and go from there. You get a slightly different mindset than normal rando, so I like it. It's pretty interesting. Keeps you on your toes. Yeah, I feel like I wasted a hammer World 6 first world. Because I was trying to figure out how to route that, and I was thinking maybe the fort would break this lock so I can get to 6-6 easily that way, but nope, didn't work out that way. That was a crazy one to route there.
Absolutely. I was watching that from all 3 screens. Human Mustard took the hammer and broke the rock. You took the hammer and broke the rock in front of the pipe. And then Teeks was actually going around the opposite way. So all 3 of you at the very beginning actually took different routes. And I had to stop myself and explain, because I was looking at your screen and I was like, he's got a free Lemmy Castle. What's happening? And then I realized, oh, yeah. We're doing Tile Sanity. And he has to go find the number 7 or the 6th tile. And then once that was all said and done, you guys were all at the castle at like 5.5 minutes.
Oh, wow. So it all worked out, I guess. Everyone found their way about the same time.
Absolutely. It definitely seemed like a pretty good equalizer. I found it interesting, and I think this would actually be a very good category to do a bingo with. If I had help on the commentary booth, I was actually planning on doing one myself, because it really required a lot more levels to be played, especially in that World 4. I mean, that was a nightmare. And then you have a 7-5 with a boss pass. Nobody was able to get through that on the first time. I mean, nobody was immune to boss pass.
Yeah, he will find his lunch one way or the other here. Man.
Yeah, that he definitely did. Teeks had a little bit of an issue with that. I think he played that 3 times, maybe 4. He was struggling with getting through boss pass, unfortunately.
Oh yeah. And in World 2, you will never see that in normal randomizer. You're using the hammer to go backwards just to play 2-2.
Yeah, very interesting for sure. We were watching, and I didn't make any special comments about that, but that is a very interesting way to play World 2. I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Magober, we got a question for you in chat. Do you have any tips on speedrunning in general? I've talked about how you guys are just outstanding runners in Randomizer and Vanilla and all that you guys do. Any tips for our chat here?
Well, definitely find some resources online, you know, some tutorials, especially you can find like beginner friendly ones. That's a good start, and don't worry about nailing all the strats right off the bat. You know, just to like with Mario Free, 1-2 early P speeds really tough to get. Don't worry about that, you know. But maybe don't even go chronologically either. Just to learn speedrun your favorite level, for example. Like my first one I learned speedrun was 5F1 because it looks cool once you pull it off. But yeah, just have fun with it really, you know, at the start, and do what you enjoy doing with your practice and whatnot.
That's a little bit of an interesting point. You said to start on a different level. I actually started with 1-1. I wanted to start from the very beginning, but then after dying on the level so many times, I actually went back and learned the strats for 5-8. I do mine a little differently. I do a lot of big jumps, but anybody that's speedrunning it will do a lot of small jumps around that. And again, it's just one that looks cool. It's so much fun to pull off. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I believe I tried 1-1 too at the start, but you know it's not an easy level to speed run with all the precise jumps you got to do. So yeah, that's where I sort of went from there, and like let me try something else, and you know I ended up at 5F1, one of those cool levels that look cool to speed run once you learn it. So so it worked out pretty well.
Absolutely. And one of the things I learned, because one of the things I did with mine is I was going through and I was watching different players and how they did certain things. And once you start to get an idea of what you want to do, if you want to do 80% no worthless, if you want to do 100%, you know, whatever it is, you know, set manageable goals for yourself. And for me, once I started figuring out why would you go for a mushroom in 1-1, you know, things started to make a little bit more sense. But really the biggest thing is I think just have fun with it. You know, don't get too caught up in the this doesn't work, this should work, this isn't working kind of thing. Just enjoy it, you know. Do the levels that look cool, do the things that are fun for you.
Actually, one of our fellow randomizer runners, eBoop7, actually posted a tutorial recently on how to get under 1 hour in Mario 3 Warpless without any advanced strategies, any like P-speed strats or anything like that. Just playing a game like normally with the optimal route and everything. It's pretty interesting.
Absolutely. And it is interesting seeing the different things like TaskBot and, you know, even not TaskBot, because TaskBot breaks the game, in my opinion. You know, that's things that humans actually will not be able to do, you know, and they even specify that because it's so frame specific and it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool. And just seeing the different things that people can do. Even just not too long ago, one of our very own DLP316, he came up with a way to better clip in Bowser's Castle. And it's just, you know, it's neat and awesome seeing the different things that are still happening with a game that was released 30 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
I just marked Teeks as done as well. Let me get the actual numbers for you guys here. Macabre was our finisher, first place today with a time of 42:23, and then Teeks came in second place with a time of 52:13. Human Mustard did an absolute outstanding job as well. He was definitely making it a very, very, very close game, and honestly, GG to all three of the runners. I mean, it was up until that World 7 snafu that we had. Just absolutely well done on all three parts here. So GG's to all of our runners for sure. Macabre 52, we talked a couple times about SG Live. What do you think about that?
It should be interesting. I've sat in there this year once again, so I believe I have even 16 last time I checked. So it'll be interesting, being online and everything. And just doing the normal randomizer stuff. It's gonna be bracket flags all the way. So nothing too outlandish. So should be fun.
For sure. We're not going to do any tile sanity or anything this time. We're going to go as fast as we can with one rule and one rule only, and that's defeat Bowser and get the princess. Any closing thoughts for chat? Anything else about race? Anything come to mind? All right. Well, I just received confirmation from Teeks that he is going to decline interviews. A little bit of a tough one. Plus, it's time for some of us to get off of lunch and go back to what we were supposed to be doing anyways. So, anywho, with that, we really, really appreciate everyone being here today. Shout outs to Speed Gaming and Mind of Me, who were able to set this up for us today. Human Mustard, Macobra 52, and Teeks all putting on just an outstanding race for us today. A little bit of a different one, but it was certainly enjoyable for sure. It was a really, really good time. Witness Cast 0231 Racing, that is a very good question. I'll have to require our cast to answer that. We've been asking. We need to get her involved. So chat, show your support for Cast to Race. Anywho, I think that does it for me. And on behalf of the entire SMP3 Randomizer community, we really, really appreciate you all coming out today. And thank you so much. Until next time, keep racing. Keep randomizing. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern on one of the Speed Gaming channels. We look forward to seeing you then. Take care.
As always, thank you all. Thank you, Speed Gaming, for hosting. Drow, thank you for your commentary, and good race. Looking forward to rewatching this one.
Always a pleasure. Until next time, keep randomizing.